Hello, hello, hello. Hi. Give me one second. I'm pulling up. My name is Kimberly Ross, and I am doing a webinar today. Thank you for joining me. Give me one second, and I am pulling up my presentation script here. Thank you for joining me. Welcome. Come on in. My name is Kimberly Ross, and this is a sacred space for spiritual healing, emotional restoration, and living a life anchored in God's peace. We grow together. I am here so we can grow together, pray together, and one revolution, and be renewed of evolution, and be renewed of uplift and align for purpose. Let's step into the wholeness together. And this is our my live event webinar. And so please come on in, join us. And this webinar, this is all about transformation, self-development, spiritual, emotional, and personal development, self-awareness, being aware of our growth, our spiritual needs. That's what I had to do. And that's why I'm here to share with you my personal journey and development skills that I had to learn. So I'm here to reconnect how the Lord has blessed me to bless you all, to give you all some insight, some invite you all to reconnect, realign what God has created us to be. And that's what I had to do. God had to create me to be, I had to step out of that box and come out and do something different, and it's all about healing our emotions, getting rid of all of that negative thinking. So, give me one second and I am going to share my screen with you. Thank you. Come on in. Okay, give me one second. So, what I wanted to share here is what self awareness. And this is like being aware, known as our understanding our thoughts and our emotions and our behaviors without judgment. Having an inner reflection, recognizing our strengths and values and our triggers and what's aligned and what keeps us, how we're thinking, and it matches living in a way that matches our beliefs. And that's what I had to do. And I had to take a look, be aware of how I'm thinking, how am I feeling, how am I developing, and we have to be honest with ourselves, being honest with ourselves and stepping out of that box and saying, if we're having some type of emotional issues or any type of imbalancement in our lives. It's like stepping out of that box and saying, okay, I'm gonna, take charge of my life. I'm going to do something different. I'm gonna stepping into some self practices, building self skills, self development skills, like journaling, by, any tension in our thinking, in our bodies, and build a community. And our the goal for this self development is building a community around growth, share insights, and offer transformation online courses also. We could develop ourselves and learning how to expand ourselves. And we can't, and one thing I wanted to make known was we can't self develop without spirituality. Spirituality has to be, that was my foundation. Spirituality is like the foundation. Without God, we only half fill. We only could fill our cup half filled. But to become a whole being is being having a foundation, developing a spiritual life and becoming a whole being. Embracing change. And I want to also talk about here bracing change and not being afraid to change. Sometimes we comfortable being like we are, but stepping outside that box and saying, we could be a better person. We could be, not to say that we're not a good people. We are good people. But it's just like we're when we do expand our knowledge, and knowledge is power. Knowledge is power. And when we expand our knowledge, then we can step into something a lot different. It's expanding our knowledge to where we can on build up on skills that can help us change into doing something totally different. And we'll attract different people in our lives, different jobs in our lives. And it's like a spiritual alignment. Spiritual reminds us to renewal is part of God's plan, being transformed by the renewing of our minds. Romans 12:2. Thank you. So let me share another article here. Okay. So this is self-development here. There we go. Okay, self-development we have here, and this is unlock our potential. Empower yourself through growth and continuous learning. And that's what I had to do is like, build some skills, get some skills, some I had other skills that are for working, but developing our inner side and study. We could change jobs, we can go places, but we can't change. We're going to take the same person with us everywhere we go if we don't change our thinking. We're taking that same person with us wherever we go. So that means for me is I had to develop some skills, some other skills. And once I developed those skills, I mean, skies was the limit. Skies was the limit. And so I'm ask of you to, unlock your potential, because we will develop into different opportunities will attract us. Different people will attract us, like I was saying. This is that's my so the concept of self-development involves improving our personal, professional, like I was saying. We will change our work skills. Different jobs will you be attracted will come your way. And our emotional well-being will be at peace. We'll develop a spirituality like prayer in the morning, meditation. That's what I had to do, is like develop some skills and doing things consistently. This is not like a one-time thing. It's like developing our emotions like on a regular basis, daily. And benefits of self-development is this enhances our confidence. I began to have confidence and decision making, resilience, and mental well-being, and it's making me feel more a fulfilling life. I'm able to live a more fulfilling life, and I really enjoy it. I fulfill life, makes you feel like you are living um, carefree, in a very carefree world, full of enjoyment. We will have peace, and enjoyment, and it's very rewarding. So I ask of anybody who is going through anything and feel like you need a change in your life. I say to you to step out and do something different, because I feel more enhanced. I feel more free, peaceful, living a free life, and good things come to me. And then you feel good about developing yourself, because as we develop, then everything around us is uh is coming our way. Okay, let me. Mhm. Okay, let me. I'm sorry. Let me get this screen back up. And so we're going to go to the core principles of self development. Like I was saying, being self aware, that self aware is understanding our strength. We're looking at where we have strengths at, where our strengths are, what our weakness at, what are we lacking in, maybe, like far as skills, building skills, gaining some more, like meditation. I had to learn, learning spiritual practices, which is enlarging my spiritual growth. And that all of that balancing out our lives, that helps us to stay focused on building, instead of staying stuck where we are, and study being depressed or anything like that. And it gives us a quality of life, a better quality of life. And it gave me a very quality, my quality of life is so much better. And I'm able to sleep better. I get up doing the same things, in the morning time, prayer, meditation. And these things are so beneficial as we continue to work on ourselves and grow. And we want to always, enhance our knowledge. Our knowledge is power, not as in ego, but as in help, knowing that you're doing something to help yourself. It helps to give, it gave me clarity to know that I'm pleasing God, and and helping myself at the same time. So the key areas of focus I wanted to talk about is growth, and a mindset embraces challenges. We don't be hard, so we hard on ourselves. We can't be so hard on ourselves, as we try to change, because sometimes those things is kind of not so easy. We I had to, like, we're gonna make a step back, but we got to continue, regroup and say, okay, what's not working for me? What's not working for me? And then I had to do it all over, do something different, change up something, learn. Failure doesn't mean that it's at the end of the world. It means that it means that we just, we have to rearrange something and do something different. And so our minds, and we can't resist the change, you know, changing our people, places, and things as well. Because sometimes we're going to have to change the people, places, things. And sometimes people and places, things are going to drift out of our lives. And that means that we're shifting as we expand, we're growing into a whole new different person. We're developing. That means that our whole reality is going to change when we start focusing on our expanding ourselves and our emotions and our working on ourselves, because that's all I was working on, is the outside. But then I said, okay, you got to do something different. I gained a spiritual life and my spiritual life, and then start working on some skills, enhancing my skills, and been and that made a difference. I feel better about myself, and then to help other people, volunteering, and sharing our knowledge after we gain these skills and these attributes. um, we we share them and with the world, and help other people. And then, so I wanted to also talk about time management. Time management is prioritizing, and sometimes that's kind of hard, because we have busy lives that where we have busy lives, and sometimes there's so many things going on. There's so many things going on to where, okay, we're trying to take care of the little ones, or my kids are big, but if you have little ones, trying to take care of the little ones, and do grocery shopping, and we got to clean the house, and all of that, and if you're going to school or anything like that. But making time out, setting time out for prayer in the morning, so making time out for meditation. I wanted to talk. I have a um a pamphlet about meditation, and it's that's powerful. That's really powerful, is to have meditation and prayer and reading the word of the scripture and building our skills at the same time, and making time out for all those things, setting prioritizing, saying, okay, this is priority, because this is like going to enhance us. This is going to help build us. This is going to help make us better. And so this in our quality of life, and what we receive, what we give out, what we put in, is what we get back. And so that I do know, what we put in is what we get back. And so it's so wonderful to know that we are spiritual, we are human beings having human experiences on this earth here. And so we only got but one life. I know I realized that I only had one life, and that what are you going to do with it, Kim? And so I told myself I am going to enhance myself. I sometimes it's tough. We have to might have to take away from people, and everything. But might have to step away from people, places, and things that's in our lives, and doing something different that doesn't be in alignment with what you're doing. And so that's what that looks like. So, okay, let me go back. And so I also growth and focus, mindset, growth and focus. What we're focused on, what we're paying attention to, like the TV, Sometimes we got to step away from the TV. What we're paying attention to really makes a difference on what we're paying attention to makes a difference on how we're developing our mindsets, how we're feeling. It affects how we're feeling at that. And our belief, and it says here, growth mindset characteristic, belief in development abilities through the dedication, encourages bracing challenges and learning from feedback from others, and as long as we have somebody in our lives that's going to give us some good it might not be, good feedback, but it might be criticizing, but something that's not going to be so someone that like a spiritual leader, or someone that's in your life that you look up to. Everybody, I believe, they can't give you the you good feedback, but taking that feedback, if you feel like it resonates with you. And sometimes it might not be, we'll be shown things that we might not be aware of, and so take it as it may, and because it might help you. And that's what I had to do. And then somebody would show me something, and then a spiritual leader was showing me something, and I was like, really wasn't aware. And because, but as I took a second look at it, and said to myself, okay, okay, it did help me. It did help me in embracing other people's opinion. Not everybody's opinion. Everybody can't give you opinion, but if this is like a spiritual leader, you have a spiritual group or something like that. And okay, we talked about prioritizing tasks, eliminating distractions. And so that's something, how eliminating distractions in our lives is something that, like the phone and the emails and the all people calling around the time that you're trying to enhance yourself, develop yourself. You're trying to study. Shutting the phone down, I had to like put my phone away, not answer the door. I had to like shut it all down, shut the noise down, and then getting in solitude. And as we get in solitude, as like quiet time, finding quiet time for ourselves. It's a big thing, setting time out to say, okay, I am going to you know, um, just take time out for yourself. And that's what I had to do, is make time for myself to quiet the mind down, turn the phone off. No TV, no people around, and that we have a nervous system in our bodies that needs to be tamed, that needs to be um taken care of. Our nervous system, because of all the things that we do, and when we have to be this place, we have to be that place, and where but just taking time out to say, okay, I'm being self-aware. That's part of the self-awareness, and that's being aware of what we're focusing on, and being present. That's being present in the moment, being present in the moment. And that is a wonderful thing, to be present. That means that's giving us, that's life anchoring God's peace. That's allowing God's peace to come in when we get be still. Allowing God's peace to be come in, and saying, all the distractions is we're gonna put that on halt. Right. So, let me share another, go back to sharing. Okay. And these are strategies for self development. This is strategies for self development right here. And this is daily growth. These things that I'm talking about is not just like things that we do one time only. These are things that we're doing like on a everyday basis. Everyday basis is like doing these things daily. Daily. Yes, doing these things daily is going to help us to be to be accountable, be accountable and held accountable for ourselves and helping us stay on task. We're going to develop habits. We're going to develop healthy, we're going to be in reinforcing healthy personal growth habits, which is going to help us the everyday, and it's going to be, and we're going to be able to do these things like clockwork. It's not like, when we first start off, when I first started off, it's just like I had to write down, I had to make a schedule, a plan. Okay, I'm going to do this in the morning, and I'm going to do this in the afternoon, and I'm going to do this in the evening every day, going by that schedule. That's what I had to do like clockwork. And then being gratitude, I had to even find that for myself. Sometimes the negative thoughts drown out our gratitude, and we're really not even aware of it. Gratitude practices is daily, and I'm still working on that, because I'm like suddenly going and going and going, and just staying saying, being grateful, being grateful for every milestone, every small step, starting off with small steps. Is start just making small steps, saying, okay, I'm gonna clean out that drawer or something, rearranging your desk, your work desk, or doing something small to, and self-care, taking care of ourselves, um and fix your hair, or doing something for our self-care and healthy growth habits. Doing healthy growth habits help us to making sure that and we're going to do these things daily. And so personal development planning, create a development plan, and our goals, like this, the goals right here that I goal setting. Build a community around growth, share insights, regularly offer transformation online. That's the goal. Our goal is to build ourself, build setting a goal, saying, okay, um, what do I, making a plan, saying, what do I want to enhance? What is it do I want to enhance? What do I want to change? And so that really helps us, so networking and mentorship, like I was saying before, leadership. Leadership is a big thing. Leadership, finding someone who can, you know, s- um, staying connected with, any, like a Facebook group, or a healthy group that you like, a book group, or a church group, any network that can help guidance week that you can. And that's why I'm here for, like, as a guide, and to help with any information, to give you information. And so, and then leveraging technology, habit tracking, productive tools, online courses, like I was saying before, and developing self development skills. And then we track our productivity with, like, I have so many apps, we got PowerPoint, Word document I use, and a lot of apps I use to help, create my activities and stuff that I do. And so, so this is overcoming challenges. Overcoming challenges. We're going to, like I was saying, we're going to come across, when we first start off, we're going to come across trying to change, but we're going to come across, things that might, like, don't get frustrated, because things might not work out the way we want them, but when we can't give up, we can't give up. And that's the thing. We might have some roadblocks in the way, but it's like still trying to make sure that we are continually staying, stay in the course, and making sure that we are continually um not giving up, not giving up, because and asking God to give you some peace, give you some pray about it. And that's what I had to do. And because our strength, we won't be able to do things on our own. And but we need God's strength. We need his supernatural. That's what I say. God, give me your supernatural strength, because that is what's going to enlighten us and make us feel, so much better. He's gonna come and do it when we're doing things in our own strength, and then it's gonna take longer. But so I reach out to my Lord, and I say, I need your supernatural strength to, to keep me going, to keep me, and peace comes over me. A sense of peace comes over me, and I'm so grateful for that. I am so grateful for that. So, let's see here. And so, yes, and then overcoming fear and of failure, overcoming fear of failure, reframe, and it's okay. Like I was saying before, it's okay. We're not failing, we're just learning. We're learning to rebuild ourselves. So we got to give ourselves, embrace change, and forgive ourselves from past mistakes, and for any, just keep going. We're going to have roadblocks in trying to find a way to do things, but get help. Like I was saying, reach out to people and get good help, from spiritual leaders, somebody you can trust. That somebody is going to give you good, constructive wins. And then boosting motivation. And that's why I'm here to help you, to give you some motivation. What's so freely been given to me is I want to give back, and so I'm going to be on here regularly, to give back, to help. If anybody has any questions or anything like that, please reach out to me. My name is Kimberly Ross, and we're going to have small wins and celebrate those small wins, right? We got to celebrate those small wins, or those large wins, and then and utilizing our support systems, partnering with group support groups, or spiritual leaders, or someone that's going to hold you accountable, to help you to achieve your dreams and your goals, and your aspirations, to do something different and to feel better and to align yourself. I live a carefree life, and I'm happy. Everything is not going to go the way all the time, the way we want it to go. But the thing is to keep going and not giving up, right? Is to keep just keep going. And so, the right here is like a vision board. Vision board is like we putting up a thing that we can actually recognize. You know, setting. It's a vision board. It's a board, a visual, our goal setting. Here they got magazine things that you can look at visually to help motivate you, and it helps us to, and sometimes we are visual, and I'm very visual. And so visually I would look at, um you know I don't have a vision board, but I read and try to think of my setting goals for myself, and staying on track of those daily goals, which helps us motivate us. It help motivate us. And time blocking and journaling. Time blocking improves scheduling. Effective journaling promotes reflection and mental clarity. And so that really helps. That really helps. Like what I know about journaling, and I do it sometimes. Like you said, we have to set out that time. And as I'm teaching you, I'm helping myself as well. So this is a reflection. We steadily have to keep learning, keep learning, keep, enhancing ourselves and journaling and as we reflect doing journaling, we could look back on our milestones that we have reached. We could look back a year from now saying, okay, man, I was this way, I was at this point, and now I'm look at me now, I am at this point, and that's what I'm looking at now. I'm looking at the person who was back then, and look at me now. I haven't arrived or anything like that, because I'm still growing, still trying to learn. And but as I continue this journey, I'm gonna keep learning, keep teaching, and keep enhancing myself. And that's what I want for everyone. So this is my conclusion. Okay, so we're a little early. So continuous journey, as we self-develop, requires ongoing commitment, and that's what I had to do. I'm commit to keep building. And sometimes the mind is going to try to pull you back. It's just a protection, but we have to always stay aware. That's what self-aware, staying aware of. Okay, that's what the journaling also does, is help us stay aware of how consistent action over time builds momentum, helps builds progress, and helping us develop in a wonderful way. And where I am today is nowhere where I was before a year ago. Is nowhere where I was a year ago. Nowhere I was 6 months ago. No, I'm nowhere where I was 3 months ago. Because I want to continue to build, continue to um, have a positive change on myself, a positive, not a negative. Things are gonna happen, but it's like staying in alignment with God's will, and that's where we come in with God helping us staying focused, helping us to stay focused, and stay helping us to stay committed to our journey. And commit to learning, staying maintaining focus and excellent in life and in our work. We're gonna be, we might not be excellent, but it is everything counts. Everything counts. Whatever change that we make in that 1 second, that 1 30 minutes counts. Every second counts that we say, I'm gonna do something different today. What am I gonna do something different today? Am I going to change? What am I going to change today? Making a change, doing something different, removing something different, removing whatever is holding you back, staying consistent with it. So this is the end of my presentation, and I just want to let anybody know out there that I am here for you, and I will be doing more tutorials on YouTube here. And I thank you for joining me. And and if you have any questions, please reach out to me. I'm Kimberly Ross. Thank you.